Have you ever thought about this dark matter and what it really is? This mysterious substance makes up most of the matter in the universe, and while we still don't know much about it, the James Webb Telescope might have given us some clues. Also called the JWST, it is a super cool space telescope that's a result of NASA, the European Space Agency, ESA, and the Canadian Space Agency, CSA, working together. They joined forces to build this super cool telescope to explore the universe and find out all sorts of mind-blowing stuff. They decided to name it after James E. Webb, who was the man in charge of NASA from 1961 to 1968. He was the brains behind getting humans to the moon during the Apollo missions, so naming this telescope after him is like a tribute to him and his contribution to space exploration. Now, here's the awesome thing about the JWST. This telescope doesn't look at regular visible light like the Hubble Space Telescope. It goes beyond. Having an infrared spectrum, it can see stuff that our eyes can't normally pick up to reveal the hidden secrets of the universe. Why infrared in particular? Well, infrared light has longer wavelengths, so it can go through dust and gas in space. This means the JWST can see through all that cosmic fog and discover things that were previously hidden. The James Webb Space Telescope was launched up into space using an Ariane 5 rocket from French Guiana on December 25, 2021. Why the Ariane 5 rocket? Because scientists thought it was the perfect fit. Where is this telescope now? Right about 1.5 million kilometres away from Earth, at a place called the second Lagrange point, from where it keeps looking for some hidden stuff within space. Now, we know everything is matter, but what exactly is this dark matter? Turns out about 85% of the matter in the universe is made up of this mysterious stuff called dark matter, and what really sucks is we can't even see it. That's because it's totally invisible to our telescopes due to it giving absolutely no response to light or any other kind of electromagnetic radiation. It just sits there quietly. So, how do we even know something we can't even see or won't react with anything is even there? One way we know dark matter exists is through its gravitational effects on other objects. Take galaxies for example. They spin around way faster than they should if they were only made of the stuff we can see. That's when we realise there's something else at play here. Scientists think that dark matter must be doing something to keep those galaxies spinning at such high speeds. We still don't even know what it's made of. There are a few theories, like dark matter is made up of these particles called weakly interacting massive particles that only interact with gravity and the weak nuclear force, but are unresponsive when it comes to the electromagnetic force. No matter what dark matter is made of, one thing's for sure, it is a big deal in shaping the universe. Astronomers using the James Webb Space Telescope think they found 3 humongous stars that could be powered by dark matter. They call these dark stars, and it's a big deal because it could help us solve the mystery of dark matter, which is one of the most confusing things in physics. These dark stars have some crazy names too. At first, the experts thought they were just galaxies, but now they're not so sure since they exist about 320 to 400 million years after the Big Bang, making them some of the oldest objects we've ever seen. If this is in fact dark matter, then they would have to be gigantic. Let's say millions of times heavier than our sun, and as a result, be able to shine billions of times brighter. They could explain why we see so many huge galaxies in the early universe, even though it should have taken longer for them to form after the Big Bang. But don't get too excited because we're not exactly sure yet. Scientists admit that they could have made a mistake and these dark stars could actually be misidentified galaxies. But If some of these objects that look like early galaxies turn out to be dark stars, it would fit better with what we already know about how galaxies form. So, now we move on to what these dark stars actually are. We have our regular stars, right? We have our Sun, which gets its energy through nuclear fusion, where atoms and molecules collide and release some major amounts of energy. Then, we have the theoretical dark stars, which haven't been proved yet and are purely theoretical. The thing about dark stars is that they'd be powered by sneaky dark matter instead of fusion. What we know about these dark stars is that they're way bigger and a lot brighter than our regular stars. This part is tricky because instead of emitting regular visible light like normal stars, these stars would give off gamma rays and neutrinos. What is gamma? Gamma rays are these super high energy but dangerous rays, while neutrinos, as the name suggests, are those little particles that hardly interact with anything. If these dark stars turned out to be real, then this changes the whole game in the super complex world of physics. We'd have a whole new understanding of dark matter and the universe itself. Plus, we gain some of this amazing knowledge about how stars and galaxies form. If those objects spotted by James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, are indeed confirmed to be dark stars, it would be a big deal because this means that the dark matter is able to interact with itself, and just knowing that is a major breakthrough. Since we know dark matter is a mystery that doesn't interact with light or other electromagnetic radiation like regular matter does, but we know it exists because of its gravitational effects on visible matter. However, understanding how dark matter behaves and interacts with itself has had scientists looking for answers for a long time now. If these do turn out to be dark stars powered by dark matter, it would mean that this is the first direct evidence of dark matter particles interacting with each other. This discovery would give us a whole new level of understanding about nature and behaviour of dark matter. Think about it yourself. Dark matter particles that were known to be non-interacting actually do interact with themselves. Knowing this would open up a whole new avenue of research and change what we know about dark matter for good. This discovery would also help narrow down the potential candidates for dark matter particles. What do we mean? Well, the dark matter particles can't work this way to power these dark stars. They would need to have some unique characteristics of their own. Since we're talking about particles that can power these dark stars, they have to be heavy enough to make those stars shine, but at the same time they should be extremely non-reactive so they do not interact too much with regular matter. By studying these objects and their characteristics, scientists can eliminate some dark matter candidates and focus on the ones that have a shot at being the real deal. If these are actually dark stars and the theory is true, then these objects could give us a fresh insight into the formation of stars and galaxies, because that would mean that these stars are the very first stars that formed in the universe, meaning dark matter played a part in shaping the early galaxies. This would be insane, because knowing how dark matter contributed to the birth of galaxies would be a major breakthrough, and it would give us some more clues about the early history of the universe. What are your thoughts on dark stars? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's video, then make sure to give us a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.